Hey, welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. And we're going to start this one with some advice. O.J. Simpson is giving advice. Play the goddamn video.
I'm going to share some advice that I got from some of the greatest legal minds of our generation, of my lifetime. F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, Johnny Cochran, Bob Shapiro, the great Barry Scheck and Peter Neufeld, Malcolm Laverne here in Vegas. The one thing they all told me and stressed to me: do not talk about the case publicly. Do not do interviews about the case. The Bakers threatened to quit if I did that. My point is, I don't know if Donald's lawyers are stressing this to him. If they're not, they should be fired and he should sue them.
O.J. Simpson, Mr. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I mean, yes, maybe he can give legal advice because he was out here naming lawyers like they were the fucking Brady Bunch family. Did you hear how many names he went through? So O.J.'s decided again to not take his own advice and to keep talking. So you are a alleged two-time murderer. You were cleared, but you was cleared because there's a lot of racial tension and strife going on in the world. Then you were convicted at robbing folks gunpoint. And then instead of taking your own advice, your dumbass published a book called If I Did It. So any legal advice you got to give to anyone, you should probably shut the fuck up. Now, we're going to get into Trump's indictment a little later. Right now, we're going to talk about more criminals. And we're going to come over here to California, where two women, Melissa Dufour and Raquel Antilawa, that one. They were pulled over in California where cops discovered in their car. Now, mind you, it was a traffic stop. And cops discovered 217 pounds of cocaine. 217. And you know they put it on a scale because it's such a specific number. They didn't say 220. They said 217 pounds of cocaine under the floorboards and the lining of the car, just everywhere. And if you're riding that dirty, I'm doing the speed limit. My hand is on 10 and 2. You're not pulling me over for something dumb. But the street value, the estimated street value, is $2.1 million. You heard that right. $2.1 million. These chicks are driving with $2.1 million of cocaine in the car. That sounds like some prison time. Now, here's what's funny. If you look at the mugshots, Raquel looks fine. Raquel has a smirk on her face. She was like, "You ain't got me. The glove's not going to fit." Taking OJ's advice. However, if you look at Melissa's, they all going to jail. Everybody is going to jail. If you are at the crack house waiting for the drugs, the police are on their way because Melissa is sitting in the interrogation room right now with a bucket of KFC. And you know what happens when they get in that interrogation room and they start serving fast food. Everyone is going down. Everyone. Melissa, more power to you. Speaking of everyone going down, let's discuss the GOP candidates. The presidential candidates, for all the people that are going to be running for the GOP nod this year or next year's election. And we start with Trump and DeSantis, right? Those are the big front runners. Tom, you're focused on the wrong things. Melissa is kind of cute, but Melissa is going to be on the street. So you might be able to find Melissa at a club somewhere after she gets everyone arrested. Anyway, back. So we're leading with Trump and DeSantis. Then we have Nikki Haley and what's his name, Mike Pence. And then we have about 3 Kims, LaToya and Tina. Little Kim used to be bad. Little Kim used to be bad. And I don't know what this is. I don't know what Kardashian she wants to be now, but God, Little Kim. If I could turn back the hands of time. That's an R. Kelly reference. Since we're talking about jail, I just figured I'd throw that all together. Anyway, there are so many people running for president right now. We don't need to know the names of all of them. It's like the Muppets, right? Like, you know the important Muppets, but you don't know them all. You can't know them all, right? You might have a favorite. You might like Gonzo, but you're not going to know about Squeaker and Mr. Beaker and whatever. Anyway, the point is, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to run for president. And that's kind of why we look at the field that we're looking at. This is all it requires to be president. That's it. You only need to be 35 years old, born in the U.S., live here for 14 years, and be a natural born citizen. That's it. You don't need a GED or nothing. Like, they lied to us in school saying that we got to get degrees and diplomas. No, you don't need nothing to hold the highest office in the United States of America. I cannot be a manager at Walmart without a bachelor's degree. Okay? This is all it takes to be the president of the United States. This is it. I legitimately might run this season, because why not? I ain't doing shit else. I mean, I do the news. Thank you. Look at that. Big Boot is running for office, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's ridiculous that that's all it takes, but that's the constitutional requirement for the United States of America. And Big Sis Chris, no, they're not going to change that. If they won't change gun laws that are murdering people, why would they change the requirement for it to be president? Because if they change the requirement, then our last president wouldn't have even qualified. Speaking of our last president, he has been indicted. Again. Donald Trump has been indicted, and it's for the documents. I'm not going to talk about what the actual indictment is and why he's indicted over the classified documents and which ones are declassified. I'm not doing that. All I want to talk about is the fallout, the bullshit that surrounds anything that happens with Donald Trump, okay? And the first one of these is the judge. Who is Judge Cannon? Judge Eileen Cannon was appointed by Donald Trump to be a judge before he left office. Single-handedly. Hey, Eileen, what you doing? Nothing? Chill. You want to be a judge? Yeah, I got you. She is the judge that is assigned to this case. Now, mind you, Florida said that was a random assignment and they didn't know. Random. So this is that Trump bullshit, right? Like, so he now has the judge on his side. On top of that, he was like, hey, you know what I got to do? I got to get a rally going and I got to get everyone over. So he goes on Twitter and he goes, I got to put up this tweet. And this tweet, all hands on deck. Trump document hoax rally. Hoax? Nigga, we saw the footage live on TV. We saw them move boxes and boxes and boxes of classified documents out your house like it was a U-Haul being transported, right? Like we were emptying out your storage space. No, we've seen it. It's not a hoax. We know it's not a hoax. The FBI has said it's not a hoax. Also, the FBI director was also appointed by Trump. We don't need to go into that. So, but what this is exactly what he did for January 6th. And I told y'all, I'm never going to let them folks forget that they were acting like animals on January 6th. That they legitimately tried to overthrow the United States of America. The Patriots, not Tom Brady and them, but the good old American boys tried to overthrow the United States of America. And Trump is using the exact same techniques to have, I guess, a similar result. But here's the thing. Because it works for him, it's going to continue working. We're talking about one of the few men who gets indicted and his poll numbers go up. The poll numbers go up. And so there's the big debate of like, oh, hey, maybe we should change the requirements to become the president of the United States. But it doesn't take much when the people who vote aren't that bright themselves. So, yeah. So we're looking at, forget the trial, we're looking at another rally where Trump's going to get his biggest supporters to come out there. It's going to be a campaign. It's going to be covered by CNN and Fox and everyone. And all this is phenomenal marketing. He's got this marketing thing down clearly better than anyone else, because I've never thought someone could use jail or the threat of jail as a marketing device for how you're qualified for a job. I mean, I guess that would work if you were like in banking. Like, hey, I've embezzled millions. Thank God. Yes, we need you here at the Bank of America. But yeah, that's it. That is sadly our news for the week and the State of the Union. You're welcome. Also, Telp 2024. That is our time here at Comedy Trap House News. We're going to go over to the chat and see, I don't know, what's happening over there. What we got? Free pizza for everyone. School pizza with the fake cheese and the 2 pepperonis. That's all I can afford for everyone. But school pizza for everyone. What do we got? The one show I have to catch live. Dennis, we appreciate that. Chinese spies afoot. We got spies. Dude, we got every spy here in the United States of America. Everyone. Or full government. OJ's full government. Listen, first of all, it happens, okay? The accent slips out. I work my ass off, but you'll hear it with 2s and U's, and I say can't when I'm trying to say can't. I know what it is, okay? But you can understand me more often than not. I don't sound like earn, and earn. Oh, Nina, Mike Pence, check. Listen, dude. Mike Pence is a clown on so many levels. And I say that only because you legitimately had your life threatened by this dude. People hung up a noose and you refused to testify against him. He's not the mob. He's just a white dude. He can't get you killed. But you turned, fucking pussy. Anyway, free pizza. We appreciate that. Pizza for president. Ladies and gentlemen, first campaign donation was $1.99. Let's start our GoFundMe. Let's run this up. Where we at? Get your questions, comments, nothing. Oh, Zion. Wait. Oh. All right, so I'm going to do Zion and then I'm going to go to the college question because I think that those are very important. All right, so Zion Williamson. If you don't know the Zion Williamson commercial, if you don't know the Zion Williamson situation, here it is. Zion Williamson hasn't played basketball in about, 2 years at this point. I think he's played like a pickup game professionally or 2. Then he hurts something, hamstring, knee, neck, fingers, whatever. When he plays, he can play. I don't think he wants to play. Anyway, so he's got one OnlyFans celebrity star. I don't know what they call fan. He's got a fan pregnant. Okay, He's got an OnlyFans pregnant. There's a baby on the way.
A stripper.
A stripper, yeah. Like stripper, OnlyFans account holder, you know, great role model as a mom. He's got her pregnant. And so he posted, hey, I got her pregnant. And then other porn star, Moria, went off on Twitter. Like she let him have it. And I was confused because if you read the messages, part of it is like, fuck you. The other part is, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not really sure what she's going to do. But the whole point was that he had made promises to her about moving her to Louisiana and starting this life. And then she wanted to bash the stripper slash OnlyFans account holder slash porn star when she is a porn star. I didn't know her name at all. I didn't know her name. I only stumbled upon her during the pandemic when I had, you know, we was in a house a lot, alone, a long time. So you just peruse the net and I may have seen a video that said black sluts takes 2 stud BBCs or something. Something like that. I didn't know her real name, okay? They never put her real name in the video. But she went on to bash this woman like she wasn't getting bashed last night. Or I guess in the afternoon because, you know, you got to clock in and out the day. But Zion is an idiot because as a man that has a child with a woman and is having to deal with that, you are going to be, unless you marry this woman, you are going to be dealing with this for the next 18 to 21 years of your life with a woman who's really shown you that she'll do anything, and I mean anything, for $1. Now, the big question, oh, I'll get on that Sue Bird thing too. The big question is college worth it? That's the one that stood out to me. College is only worth it as a tool to get work. And this is what I mean. I would say we've all been to college, but I don't know who's all watching, right? But a great portion of this new generation of black folk has gone to college, and we've gotten various degrees from theater arts to, you know, psychology. And in that, a lot of us aren't even in the fields that we're working because you had to go get a master's or a PhD to really start earning money in that field. And the scam of college is those first 4 years don't really prepare you for anything. Those I say it's like this now. The first 4 years of college and getting that bachelor's is the equivalent of what getting a high school diploma was, say, in the 80s and 90s. If you had a high school diploma, you could get a job, you could work your way up, and you could make a very nice living doing that just off of a high school diploma, which is why if you dropped out, getting a GED was so important because you couldn't get anything decent. Right now, you cannot get a decent job without having your bachelor's. That's not that you need it, it's that that's become the industry standard, period. Right? You go into a place that requires a little bit of thinking and they say, well, we can't trust you to think unless you have a degree. Now, why? Our public school systems have failed us, and they continue to fail us. A lot of these jobs don't require the intricate and intimate knowledge that you get with a 4-year degree. When have you used calculus at your job? Never. No one in the chat was like, I use calculus, because you don't. And trade schools now are more beneficial because if you're going to have a job where you work with your hands and do that, go get your trade. And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with a trade. We have this big crazy thing, right? Like if you go to Lincoln Technical Institute and get your degrees working on cars, that's somehow less than. No, you can carve out a phenomenal living, start a business, work for a nice company, and live a good life. What you want to do in your life is based on what direction you take. You don't have to do college. I told my son, and other people have like college is mandatory. I've told my son, if you have a plan, you don't need college. If you don't have a plan, you are taking your ass to school until you figure out a plan. Meaning, if my son was like, I want to start this business, I want to do this, and I want to get a head start, and I want to whatever, then we would invest heavily into that because he's motivated with a goal. However, since he's lost and floundering, like a lot of our kids are, just trying to figure it out, you go to college. Because you finish that 4 years and you can at least get you a decent job in today's job market. That is it. Did I answer that question? Maybe a calculator, but not calculus. Exactly. Who does algebra every day? I'm calling cap. Unless you are an engineer or something, I'm calling cap. What do we got? Hold on. No, there was something else.
Sue Bird.
Oh yeah, the Sue Bird athlete thing. All right, Sue Bird is the greatest WNBA player that has ever WNBA'd. That is it. Sue Bird is the greatest WNBA player that has ever WNBA'd. She's played phenomenal basketball, but as a dominant athlete, no. Sue Bird is like Larry Bird. They're like, she can shoot, she can play, she's wily, but no one on the team was like, man, you ever see that athlete, Sue Bird? Said no one ever. Again, the greatest WNBA player to ever WNBA. That's all I got. Like, you have athletes. You have Serena Williams. You have these women who have shown dominance in their thing. Sue Bird is just wily. Like, you watch her and you're like, how did that shot go up? But it went up. And she sees the game well. And she does all these things well. But you wouldn't say Chris Paul was the best athlete in the WNBA. I mean, in the NBA, excuse me. You would say Chris Paul is arguably one of the best point guards. And that's what that is. Oh, yes, over Lisa Leslie. Stop. Lisa Leslie was tall and slender, and she was the tallest person on the court, right? So when you're the tallest person on the court, on a basketball court, you have an advantage. But Lisa Leslie did not change the game, the number of championships in comparison to the LA Sparks still suck, right? When they had Lisa Leslie, then that's not a knock on Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie will ball me up any time of the week. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if I had to pick up a game, I'm picking Sue Bird over Lisa Leslie. That's what I'm doing. What about WNBA? I'm going to sleep. Terrible. How do I feel about it? Okay. How do I feel about the Neymar actor being accused of abuse recently? If he's accused of abuse, I don't know. Like, a lot of these situations, I don't know. But if you getting handsy, you are an idiot. Like, don't put your hands on women. Period. I don't care. Men, don't put your hands on women. Now, if you want to go into the binary thing, trans women, don't touch trans men, and don't keep your hands to yourself. Period. Don't touch the person you are dating. If you are a gay man and you beat up a gay dude because you were dating and upset, you're an idiot. If it go whatever your relationship culture looks like, keep your hands to yourself, because especially when you're doing things like the actor, like what's your boy Jonathan and Major's Trouble, all of those, when your career is about to take off and you do something that stupid, you deserve whatever consequence you get. And I think it's stupid. I was about to curse. I think it's dumb. If you don't know how to use your words, if you can't get yourself out of a situation, that's fine. Now, if I'm on the street and you violate me, I might beat your ass. But that's different. That's different. What else we got?
Did you see anything about aliens lately?
What alien thing? What alien thing? There's a new
Las Vegas, and then a general came out saying that a bunch of government officials are hiding stuff. And blah, blah, blah.
Duh. What do y'all think Area 51 has been since forever, right? Area 51 is real. We know there are sightings everywhere, right? All you gotta do, legitimately, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to go, hey, what is the chance that in an expansive universe of millions and millions and billions and trillions of miles and galaxies, there's some other life forms? The chances are high. And if you're a spiritual person and you want to go, well, God created humans. Yes, but it says in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Okay? It's S's on those. It ain't say God created heaven and earth. Singular. There's an S. And what I know about S's is more than one. So, yeah, I mean, I do believe, I mean, let's be honest. During COVID, the government came out and said, hey, we are letting y'all know for a fact UFOs are real. They came out and said this. The problem was it was in the midst of so much chaos, we didn't pay attention to it. We were like, oh yeah, UFOs are real. And it's like, but people are dying. Oh my God, it's COVID. We were so, they dropped that. They said UFOs are real. Now, the Space Force is a waste of fucking money. But again, we should not be surprised that we, one, have visitors from other planet, two, that the government conceals something like that when they conceal basic troops. And then we can be very honest. We talk about pyramids and other things, and that the fact that if you tell me that they used the tools that they used at the time, but created perfect renditions of these structures, you are a fool. And I say that from the bottom of my heart. If they hit you first, I'm defending myself. If you hit me first, I'm beating the brakes off you. If you spit in my face, I'm beating the brakes off you. I still am working on me internally, right? My therapist and my Lord are not done with me just yet. But just don't disrespect people. Don't violate people. And again, like I said, that's not the person I'm dating. If my woman spit on me, I'm putting a hole in the wall and I'm leaving. I'm not touching her. My mom told me from day one, do not put your hands on a woman. And I feel like it's a basic conversation that we don't have with our kids. Have it. Keep your hands to yourself unless you have to protect yourself. Period. What else we got? Marvin, take a tour. I can't get on 151, and I can't get on Area 51 until I become president of the United States, Telp 2024. And then when we do that, I'm opening up Area 51 like an amusement park. Come meet me down there. Have a good time.
Any thoughts on Travis Randolph case? You see that?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's the dude that...
Oh, yes. I do know this. He's home. He won. So, yay. Now, it goes to show the importance, again, Zion, of who you have around you and the type of people that you're spending time. Like, I'm not going to say that they need pro player mentors because, you know, some of those dudes will never get it right. What we need, though, is we need a support system so that you can know, listen, she's just a stripper. Have a good time, but strap it up. She's a prostitute. I'm sorry, she's a porn star. I don't want to belittle sex workers. She's a sex worker. don't impregnate the sex worker, because the sex worker is not the one you want to take home. We're talking, I feel like there should be like a pro athlete school where we just sit down and talk about not doing dumb shit. That would be the first course, not doing dumb shit 101. The second course would be investments 101. The third course would be condoms. They are your friends 101. Just simple shit. I think that's it. No Travis Rudolph case a couple of times. Yeah. So I'm glad he's out. I'm glad the situation worked out for him. It doesn't always work out for him. But you got to be careful about who you have around you and who your team is, because you get yourself in situations like this where someone tries to get you killed, but now you're on trial for murder. How'd that work? Be smart, people. Listen, we got a lot of life to live, and we only get one time. Enjoy it, maximize it, do the best that you can, so that at the end of the day you could be like, job well done. That is our time here at Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin. Thank you. The chat was fun today. Keep the chat popping, like, subscribe, throw in the super chat, campaign donations. We got our first $1.99 campaign donations, Telp 24. And the trap, I'm going to pick someone from here to be a running partner. Listen, we're going to do it. All right. Peace.